What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome to another Warframe video. I just woke up, and I've got some information for you today about the new Prime Access. We have the date on it. They have not actually confirmed which frame it's going to be, but if you've been watching the previous videos, we've basically predicted it down to the weapons at this point as well. The only question really is which of the two, projectile weapons will it be? And I'm going to go with the better one, in my opinion. Alright, so before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to the channel and get all that 9 gallium for playing the game for, 1,500 days, because it's important gallium. Just throw on the pile the 14,000 I already got. Alright, so what was said? What was said? Well, we have a post right here, and I'm going to show it to you right now. Alright, so on May 25th, and this came out 16 hours ago, so I'm so slow. May 25th, Octavia Prime Access is not going to be purchasable anymore. And what that means is that a new Prime Access will come to replace it because DE always has to have a Prime Access that is purchasable. That's how we can... They're pretty predictable at this point. It's going to be... as far as the Prime distribution is going to go, it's going to go male, male, female, female, male, male, female, female. Prime frames until they run out of Prime frames to make. So, May 25th. And this video is probably going to be coming out on the 13th. You got 12 days to farm Wukong Prime relics because Wukong Prime is going in the vault. His relics will no longer drop in the wild. And just a reminder for what weapons Wukong Prime came with, he came with the Zhuge Prime and an Nkandi Prime. So those nunchucks and the explosive crossbow with a delayed explosion. So those weapons and that frame, which are pretty, honestly, it was a really good Prime Access, the Wukong Prime one, those will no longer be farmable. The relics in their inventory, those are good to go, and a lot of people have been hoarding sets of Wukong, so I don't think his price will go up anytime soon because there's so many relics for Wukong out in the wild. But just remember, if you don't have Wukong Prime yet, you should probably get him if you're a new player, because he's the frame I recommend to new players over Rhino, over all these characters, because he comes from the dojo, which is pretty easy to get, but Wukong Prime, I think is MR5 required, so he's actually higher mastery rank than Mesa Prime. But he's good at almost every mission. He's good in spy missions. He's good in defense missions. He's good mobile defense missions, captures. I don't think there's any mission in the game that he's really not good at. I mean, I guess you could say he's bad at Eidolon hunting and maybe he's okay at Profit Taker actually. I guess Eidolon hunting really. Although I believe you can just go into his cloud form and dodge the magnetic attacks from the Eidolon, so maybe he'd be okay there too. Although I have not really tried that, to be honest. As far as not Eidolon frames I played for Eidolon fights. I've done Hydroid, and that was kind of funny. But, yeah, I've never actually tried Wukong now that I think about it. So, yeah, that's going to be basically what's going away. And like I said, I don't really think the Zhuge Prime is worth having. It was very disappointing. I thought the AoE would be a little bit bigger on these explosions. And then Nkandi Prime, on the other hand, is very good. You should definitely consider getting this, although it has pretty low range, to be honest. It does really good damage. For Condition Overlay, I think it's got, it's got electric, slash, puncture, and impact. So it procs a lot of stuff, and it has pretty good base stats too. 36% status chance, 22%. That's really good hybrid stats. So if you want some nunchucks, these are the best nunchucks. Don't even think about the Pulminars. They got more damage, but yeah. But yeah. I mean, I guess they're okay. I mean, no melee weapon in this game is actually bad. But yeah, the Nkandi Prime are definitely the best nunchucks. And then as far as Octavia Prime leaving the vault, or not leaving the vault, leaving the purchasable spot, the Prime Access will be replacing it. Like I said, it is not confirmed by DE, but in our previous videos, we did say that Gara Prime would be the new one. And it's very likely that the weapons she will come with are going to be, well, the Volnus Prime for sure, because as you can see right here in Octavia Prime, there was two rifles, or there was a rifle and a pistol. So no melee weapons in that Prime Access that we had previously. So the Volnus, the slash hammer that Gara came with, I can basically guarantee you that's what it will be. They're not going to make it 2 guns again, because that's just kind of sad. And as you can see right here, the Volnus has very high slash damage, very high attack speed, decent status chance, and not too great crit stats. So I'm expecting a crit buff in some way. And like we said in the previous video, expect this to be one of the best melee weapons in the game once it's primed, guys. I've already told you to get a Riven weeks ago, so the fact that they're already expensive at this point after the video is, I put that notification bell on if you want to see the videos right when they go up, okay? But yeah, I think that Gara Prime will probably come with the Astilla, because the other options are going to be the Fuseli, which is her throwing star weapon that came with her. And that would just be really lame. I mean, I could see, honestly, it's really hard to predict which one it will be, as like there's no way to predict it really. Like it's either going to be the Astilla with the Volnus or the Fuseli with the Volnus. And like I said, I really hope it's the Astilla because the Astilla is just more fun. And the Astilla would be fine with just a stat bump probably, but the Fuseli, it already has good stats. Honestly, it has really good stats for a throwing star weapon. But it's a throwing star weapon, so why would you even use it? So I actually sold my Fuseli Riven a while ago because I'm just like, I don't really care about it. And this thing having 0.5 Riven disposition is gonna, if they do make it, it's gonna nuke it. It will be an unused weapon, honestly. So that's why I'm hoping it's the Astilla. If we get the Astilla and the Volnus, that would be a good Prime Access with Gara, because Gara is already good. And I'll probably put an Umbra form on her as I've always wanted to, like I said in the previous video on Gara, I've always wanted to put Umbra form on Gara, but I knew that it would be a Gara Prime eventually, and she wasn't like brand spanking new when Umbra form were even out. So I've got Pillage subsumed onto her here for just like ridiculous survivability, and I'll probably work on the build a little bit more, to be honest, when it comes out. Like I haven't looked at this build since the initial Helminth video we had on Gara like last year. But this, I remember this working really well in the Steel Path. So, yeah, we'll probably throw an Umbra form on here. It'll let us bump up our Intensify to some more strength. Might end up going with Umbral Vitality. We'll see if they ever end up making health and armor more useful. I doubt that will be happening in the next couple of weeks, though, as you have, like I said, 12 days until the Gara Prime Access will come out. And then we'll have to see. Like, she will probably have some pretty good cosmetics. Oh, something I want to briefly mention as well, guys. They did say that they're going to be making a appearance change to Gara. So right now, how it's like whenever you cast your 2, you lose all the glass on your body and you start looking really like kind of gross looking. They are going to change that. I don't know when it will come out, but as you can see right here, when I use my 2, all the glass from my body disappears and I kind of look like really naked and a little bit weird. They will be changing that. No, it will no longer be the case. You will always have that glass around you, even when your 2 is active. That will be a visual change, and it will not be a toggle. You're going to be just forced to look with the glass all the time, which I honestly think is just an upgrade. Like, I know not everyone might feel that way, but yeah, I think that will be a visual upgrade for me at least. And for Gara Prime, they're probably making that change because of Gara Prime, honestly, guys. So the writing is on the wall. It's going to be Gara Prime. I'm going to basically just call it right now Volnus Prime, and the Astilla and the Fuseli is still a toss-up. I'm personally hoping it's the Astilla, like I said like 3 times already, okay? I hope you found this video helpful. Get that Wukong Prime Relic get all the Wukong Prime Relics. He's only got 1 rare part. It's his blueprint. I believe it drops him an Axii Relic. So his other stuff is really easy to get. He's got like two silver parts and like a bronze part. So he is not a very hard frame to get, which is I think he's so cheap. And then you look at like Mesa Prime, which came out like around the same time he did. Mesa Prime's got 2 golds, an uncommon, and a let's just look at the Wukong Prime Blueprint real quick. What relic is that going to be for you? Wukong Prime Blueprint. Oh, it actually comes from a Lith as well. So just you can get the Lith one. He also comes from an Axii as well. This might be a vaulted one, though. He might not drop here anymore. So it might just be the Axii W1 you can get the Wukong Prime Blueprint from nowadays. Although I have not really extensively been checking the relic list lately, to be honest. So get that Wukong Prime Blueprint. The other parts should be pretty easy to get. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys next time. Take it easy, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.